the color in this design that the designer chose. He didn't choose silver, he chose gold. So that is a form of yellow. So this is actually the primary colors, yellow, blue, and red, and with the white as a neutral in the background. Let's see if anybody would be interested. Now, I want to tell y'all this. I've got this at $15, and I just saw it on Etsy for 45. It's very well made. It's got some weight to it, and look at the back, very well made. And this would be great to stick on your lapel when it gets close to voting time. And I suppose you could wear it in any way you wanted to. It's supposed to be like the flag waving. But look at the structure of it, how it's layered. Those geometric shapes, or what do you call rectangles that are slanting? Yeah, I'm not good with my geometry, but okay, Mel, you won that. Yay, good for you. Yay, yay, yay. All right, put that in your slot. All right, now the first vocabulary word now is the word, you're welcome, sweetie. Thank you. Parallelogram. Wouldn't you know, the homeschooler teacher in the group, Rachel? I, that would have bothered me all night. Thank you. Let's just get that in our brains. We're teachers here. Para, Parallelogram. Yeah, well, the lines are parallel to one another, but it's not a rectangle, it's a parallelogram. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, Mel, now you can talk about your piece and explain how light waves strike that pen and reflecting back the blue, the red, and the yellow from the gold, and the white. We're going to talk about white in a little bit, but white is all the colors are being reflected back. So that's kind of a cool pen you got there, um, Mel. Okay, y'all are getting way over my pay grade talking geometry there, rhombus. Okay, thank you. I should make a note of that so I can uh, use those words when I show that, if I show that again. All right, the word hue, Hue. Not the man's name, Hugh, but hue, Hue, is simply another word for color. So this is could be described as a red color, but it also, you could say it's the hue of red, or a red hue. So if you get tired of saying color, you can say hue, lovely red hue, or a lovely hue of blue. Look at that. Okay. And as we were talking about the little tap tap thing a while ago, that little taxi toy from Haiti, the primary colors, that's another vocabulary word, primary colors, and I'm sure everybody knows what those primary colors are. They are red, and ta-da, I have an example. Y'all, these date back to probably the 70s, uh, maybe even the late 60s, because I bought these when I was in college and in my uh, boho days, hippie days. It's faux cinnabar, but it's a really good faux. And I think these are sterling. Yeah, they are. And so that is an example of a red hue or red color. And I've got these on sale for how much? $8. So how many of you've got those Cinnabar, faux Cinnabar um, bracelets, the dangle bracelets? That would look pretty with that. And there's nothing like a little bit of red hanging down, nice little dangle from your ear. All right, anybody interested in these red faux Cinnabar? Do y'all know how to tell the difference between real cinnabar and what we call faux? This is made out of an acrylic. You have to look real carefully with a loop down in these crevices, and you're looking for, if it's real cinnabar, it'll have striations, because cinnabar is actually made with just hundreds and hundreds of layers, one on top of the other. The Asians, are so patient in their design work, but you don't really see that. It looks more smooth if it's an acrylic. So that's one way you can tell a faux cinnabar from the real thing. All right, and red, let's see, that was red and blue. We're going to look at my bust over here. These blue Austrian crystals. Now, this necklace is about 22, I think, inches long, and it does have a hang tag on it that says Austrian crystals. So that is a wonderful example of a hue, blue hue. And I'll run that just a second. But this brooch I put up here just because I couldn't resist it. This is not for sale. It's way over everybody's price range. But and I'm still researching it. But look at how spectacular blue stones can be. Those are crystals also, not just glass, but crystals. Really high end piece there. All right, let's while we're on it, let's put that blue Austrian crystal necklace up, and it's running. Got it for $15. It does not have a let's pull it down. It doesn't have a, yeah, it does have a clasp. It's a lobster claw, and there's the tag that says made in Austria. Talk about the light striking something. Look at that incandescent light that's overhead above this necklace here on my lamp that's right above. So as those light waves are striking this glass that has been um, mixed with, the silica was mixed with a substance to give it the capacity to reflect the blue waves. Therefore, it's blue. And it is a pretty blue, isn't it? Hey, Golzera, welcome in. Listen, Golzera, this is going to be a whole different show, uh, and different examples of jewelry. So hang in there. And the teaching is on color, but it's not. It doesn't hurt to repeat, repeat, repeat when you're learning something. All right. That was an example of blue as a hue, and then just right below it, those of you that like Austrian pieces and vintage, these fit the bill, and that is the closest to a pure yellow hue that I could find. These are old, old clip backs. There's a little bit of wear on the clips there, but it says in there made in Austria, or it may just say Austria. But look at those yellow navettes. Uh, I'm wondering if these aren't an, a named piece. Well, even though it says it's made in Austria, there's several designers that use those skinny little navettes like that. And look at the little piece of white milk glass down below. So what is this doing? These stones, but they're glass. Again, have the silica has been mixed with something to give it the capacity to reflect the yellow waves from the light source up above there and absorb all the others. So, how many of you wouldn't be surprised if I were to hold this right up under the light bulb? What's going to happen to the temperature of the surface of these earrings? What would happen? Hey, Deborah, thank you. Good to see you. It's going to get warm or even hot, right? Because light waves coming from either the sun or uh, an artificial light source is a form of energy. And So we shouldn't be surprised if we put the light right on it. That act of absorbing all those other hues in the spectrum and only reflecting back the yellow light waves creates all that energy going into that silica, that glass, heats it up. Isn't that fun? Okay. All right. So that's primary colors. Well, let's talk about secondary colors. Everybody knows their secondary colors. It's orange, violet, and green. And orange um, is is made if you were an artist. But even if you're mixing dyes or these whatever substance has been added to these glass seed beads to make this reflect uh, partially yellow and partially red light waves to get this color orange, and it's absorbing all the others. But they had to mix something, elements, into the silica to get that was yellow and red, two primaries to get a secondary color. So this is another one of my boho pieces from the late 60s. Y'all, I'm just reliving my childhood looking at all of these. It is a stunning, stunning bracelet. I still enjoy wearing it today because y'all know I like seed beads. I just like to touch them. I've got a fetish, true confession, got a fetish on seed beads. Isn't that weird? They just feel so good. All right, this is up and running for $10. Who's going to take my silky little secondary hue of orange that is made up equally of yellow and red, reflecting both of those light waves back to our eyes, absorbing all the rest? Hey, Rosie B. Yeah, we recognize you better as Rosie B. BS. I hope some of y'all have gone over to Rosie B's show. You can find her on at the other place. And Spill the Tea was in here earlier, and I hope she's still in here. She also, you can find her. Y'all, everything I know, I've learned from those two gals, and they're the sweetest girls. We're personally friends, and I appreciate them coming over here to District and spending their part of their Saturday with me. They stay busy, boy, Heidi. They sell the jewelry. Y'all could learn something watching those two girls. Okay, all right. That must have ended, and nobody took it. And that's okay. Oh, Lord help. Doesn't make me sad at all because I'll just sit around in my pajamas and feel my seed beads. Hey, yeah. I'm not losing it. I promise. I'm not losing it. Okay. All right. Violet. Let's look at violet. Yeah, I've seen this before. I wish somebody would take this baby home. It is really, really rare and while reading, yes. It is an excellent example of a violet, a true violet color. Let me let me pull it up so I can get closer to it. It is made by Premier. There's here's all the hang tags and stuff. there's the little There's the little drop hang tag, and then y'all may begin to recognize Premier's little button doodaggy on the extender. But this necklace has the ability to be quite long or and doubled up, and I like it because not it's hard to get a true violet. Either it's red or more red or blue, and we'll talk about those hues in just a minute. But these are really, really nice. I do believe they're acrylic because they're not cold to the touch. So I think all of these are acrylic. But look at the little spacers, or what do you want to call those little accent beads. It's just encrusted with I think it's a gray stone. Let me look at that more closely. I don't think it's marcasite. Yeah, it's a gray rhinestone that is prong set, y'all. This is a quality made piece. You know, Premier made nice jewelry, and it's collectible now. It is collectible because they're not making it anymore. Here are the earrings that go with it, and it's just now this looks more like marcasite or what they call steel points. I'm not sure. There's the back. But as a secondary color, this is a very good example, and I'm going to put this is a set, and I keep reducing the price because I would love to see somebody wearing that and using it. And doesn't it look pretty with that yellow green? And how many of you like to mix yellow, yellow, period, just yellow with purple? We're going to talk about color schemes, not this week, but next week, because the color schemes really require a good bit of time. So, anybody, this is counting down. I'm going to have to give this as a freebie to somebody these days. Nobody's wanting that premiere set. That's okay. It's all right. Uh, we're here to learn anyway. We're here to learn about color. And that we referred to this as an example of a secondary hue, violet, which is one of the colors in the spectrum. Okay, and green. Oh, y'all, I have got a green. Where is it? Oh, it's not on a bust. I have got a green necklace to absolutely to die for. And you know what I mean by that. It's got this egg pendant hanging on it. How much is the white necklace on the bust? Sarah, we're going to get to that in just a minute when we talk about neutrals and I talk about white, and I'll show it to you. But you know, you need to come over to District. Can somebody give her the link to get over here to District? No, don't apologize, sweetheart. You're welcome to look and chat, but with me, I don't know if anybody else is seeing your chat but me. But if you'll come over onto the District app and somebody all right, get a pencil, type type into your phone or whatever, district www.district.net / Lily Works. One word, Lily Works. And you'll find this live going on, and then you can bid on that when I talk about it a bit. All right. Rosie, it is beautiful, isn't it? I want y'all to look at the chain. This is an old necklace, and this Russian gold color has me wondering about this necklace. I have not had time to research it. It's got a hidden box clasp. That's an old clasp there, and it's in good working order. But this fantastic drop, and this is heavy, y'all. But as far as the hue is concerned, this is a really pretty. You might refer to it as an emerald green. It's got a little bit of AB coating on it, but it's registering in our eyes as far as light waves are concerned as green, and it's absorbing all the other light waves. I wish you could see the construction. This is hollow on the inside, but I'm telling you, it is not a flimsy piece. It is, and all of those stones are prong set. Let's see what I got on it. Yeah, I've got a really, really low price. I paid up for this. I paid more. That's not to make you feel bad or anything. It's just uh, I haven't had time to research it, and it's probably I trust the person I bought it from. They're not on any of our. I don't ever see them over here in our shows, so I can say freely I trust the person who sold this to me, and but I paid probably almost three times as much for this, and she was explaining it, and I didn't write it down. So somebody look at there, Rosie has now. If I know Rosie, she'll get this and will research the heck out of it, and I hope you do well with it. It is, and for Christmas, it would make a beautiful piece for Christmas, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness gracious. All right, well, that's number 9, and that's going home with Miss Rosie. BS. You think it's checked? Oh, yeah, me too, for sure. It's very, for sure, check glass. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Okay, so we've covered orange, violet, green, and I've got a pair of funky little earrings that have just to wrap up this little section on secondary colors or secondary hues. These little drop gold tone post earrings that have a clear rhinestone going down through it. Now that rhinestone will register color wise as a gray. As a gray, we'll talk about gray, which is a neutral color in a little bit. But there you've got red, blue, green, violet, yellow, or strangely enough, it's either yellow or orange, and then another blue and a red. They didn't clearly put an orange and a yellow in here. This designer made that decision on purpose. They only wanted that one yellow toned earring, but these are um, bezel set, coming and going. These are cute little Austrian crystals, and I've got these on coming onto the stage, and these are running. These would be cute for Christmas too. All right, $10. Anybody interested? Hey, Insane Bargains. How are you, Kathy? Thank you for joining. This is just to sum up our little discussion on secondary colors. Uh, I like the little row of rhinestones. That's a line, implied line down through there, and all those geometric shapes, little circles. And you can see how long, there's about as long as my little finger. Nice angles. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay, is that ended? That's ended. Okay. I wonder if Sarah has made it over here to us. Um, let's see. Give me just a second to collect my thoughts. Okay, the next term, vocabulary term, we said primary colors, secondary colors, and now the third type of color is referred to as either an intermediate color or tertiary. And I prefer that second term, tertiary, Tertiary, tertiary. It just sounds cool to me. Oh, I love your earrings. Oh, well, they're a tertiary color of red orange. Okay, let's look at this color wheel for a second. Tertiary colors or intermediate colors, or if you were mixing it from paint, it would be equal amounts of a primary color and its adjacent secondary color. But again, anytime any of these beads, glass beads, um, the different colors are put together, the glass makers are having to mix elements that would give it the capacity to be red and, all right, red, right here, red and yellow equally, mixing those elements together to go into the glass, into the silica, to produce this color right here, which is the tertiary, secondary color, to produce that. Wait a minute. Red and yellow, two primaries to produce the secondary, but then the glassmaker would have to use orange and yellow, a secondary and a primary, to create the tertiary color of yellow orange. And notice when you're naming the tertiary colors, you always use the primary that's in the mix. So it's not orange yellow, it's yellow orange. Okay. So whether it's not just, I'm not just talking about artists out there mixing paint, it's anybody dealing with paints like that, for car designers when they're coming up with their paints. But again, what is color? It's reflected light, so it's chemically substances that give it the capacity that when those two are mixed, that it would produce a yellow orange when light strikes it. Okay, so yellow as the primary with the secondary green is yellow green. And you see how that works. You've got blue and green, primary, secondary gives you tertiary blue green, and all the way around the color wheel. So let's look at a couple of examples in jewelry. Now, designers would have made the decision on purpose to use a tertiary color rather than a pure red or a pure orange. And this Lessard necklace, I have shown this maybe to you before. There's my seed beads. At first, you'd say, "Well, that's red." But if I were to put it up here next to the color wheel, you'd see it's actually got yellow in it. It's more of a um, uh, it's more of a let me see if I can just find it. It's more of a red orange. I don't know if you can see that. It's more of a red orange, whereas the cinnabar, the cinnabar was really truly a red. Actually, on down here to being a tone of red. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this was true red, and this is a tertiary color of red orange right there. Okay, that's that example. And let me just run that real quick. I have reduced the price on that. I think I've told y'all before that the designer Lussard was an art teacher. She's passed away now, and she used to make. She was quite good at it. A lot of art teachers would make jewelry, but it's got a lobster clasp on it with all of these beautiful red orange seed beads, and then these little like mother of pearl little caps that have got a sequin sewn into it. But it's just a fun summer necklace. Is that okay? That's ended. All right. It's just a little fun summer necklace that is a tertiary color. Okay, yellow green. Yellow green. First of all, let me show you. You saw it before when I was talking to about the violet. How violet and yellow green really go well together. This is a Liz Claiborne brooch, but I just want to show you. We're going to put a different light source on it. Boom. That's a UV light, which means the light waves are different from the incandescent or sunlight. They're different light waves. So it's reacting with the molecular makeup inside those glass stones differently. And it's reflecting back that almost white. It's a tint of yellow green is what it is. There's just white light. So there's more light waves being reflected back than when we see it just like this. This is reflecting back in the incandescent light. It's equally probably the yellow and the green, and it's absorbing all the others. Now, this Liz Claiborne has got these beautiful little blue stones in it. This is not for sale at the moment. This is another one that's in my private collection. But as an example, I can sell is something we all of us enjoy is a sweet little peridot. That's a yellow green. This is a tertiary color, and it's in a silver setting, which is comes across color-wise or light wave-wise as a gray. As a gray. These are sterling silver. Let me run these little earrings. Who doesn't love peridot? And you can see the size of them. Anybody interested in these little peridot earrings set in 925 silver, a tertiary color, yellow green? This would look pretty with violet jewelry or with a purple outfit. I like the combination of yellow, green, and purple. Okay, that's ended. Okay, let me push that way back. All right, another tertiary combination is blue violet. And for that, I have got a little pendant. It's another sterling piece. These are real amethyst, and that is a real freshwater pearl. And I'm assuming the little seed pearls are also. This is a very well made piece. It's got a maker's mark on the back, and it's also got the 925 stamped on it. I didn't make a note of what the maker's mark is. It's probably the silversmith, but this is a really nice example of a tertiary color of violet, blue violet. And you say, well, it helps really to pull up this color wheel. All right, there is violet. And you can see when you put it on the color wheel that it's blue. There's blue mixed in. So light waves, it's the blue and the violet waves probably equally mixing in the glass, reflecting back. Your eye receptors receive it as blue violet, receiving those light waves, those two light waves, and it's absorbing everything else. Now, the white, the pearl, we're going to talk about white in just a minute, but I'll just say, since I'm holding this, the white is actually reflecting back every light wave. Anything that's white is reflecting every light wave, absorbing nothing. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Mel, you've won that. Yay. That's number 13. Number 13. Very nice purchase. Couple of other examples. We've got yellow orange, and that is number 14, which is number 14. Yellow orange. Small. Oh, it's staring me in the face. This is just a little acrylic. I don't know. I don't think it's lucite. I think it's just acrylic. It's lightweight. But you might, when you first look at this, say, well, that's just yellow. Well, I could pull the color wheel out in a minute, but that's yellow. See the difference? There's a little bit of red mixed into this, pushing it towards orange, but we're still perceiving it as yellow because the chemical makeup of this plastic, what was added in it, is reflecting back yellow, mostly yellow, like 80%, maybe 20% of red to give us this tertiary color. It's absorbing, this thing is absorbing, the molecules are absorbing all the other light waves. Isn't that amazing? And it's like, what happens to them when they are absorbed inside of this thing? What's happening? Let me run this thing. I've got it for just $3, but it's a cute little summer bangle that's in good shape, and it's got a cute little design on it, a flowing line wrapping around. Oh, it's wrapping around on the inside too. It's lightweight. It's a cute little bangle for $3. Anybody interested? While we're looking at this, back when I used to teach this, even at the college level, I used to get some of the strangest questions when we were discussing the phenomena of color as being reflected light. And the question of if I could turn all the light sources off, would this bracelet still be this red yellow color? And all I can say is, well, color from a physics standpoint is light that's being reflected. And if there's not a light source, if there's no light, if there's a total absence of light, then this thing really doesn't have any color. It would be dark, if not totally what we would call black. Well, my students would say, well, that's kind of like if a tree falls in the forest, is there a sound? If there's nobody there to hear it. Well, I remember my physics professor at Georgia saying, well, sound, like color, is made up of waves, sound waves. So when that tree in the forest goes boom, it sets up a vibration of sound waves. And if there's not a human to hear it, for those waves to bounce against an eardrum, well, there's not been a sound produced. When you say, well, okay, the animals heard it, the insects heard it, okay, if, all right, but those sound waves got started from that original impact, and the pressure created against gravity created those sound waves, and they'll just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until it hits against some sort of receptor that can interpret it as sound. It's the same with color. Isn't that cool? I just think that's cool. I think science is interesting. Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany, if you'd like to bid on anything, you need to go to www.district.net//Lilyworks, and you can come into our live show, and then you can bid. And we welcome you, Tiffany, into the show today. All right. Let's see. We've got how about blue green? Blue green, and sometimes we call that teal. Designers come up with all sorts of colors: teal, seafoam blue, and all that. But this is a blue green. If I were to show you the color wheel, which I will, it's really one of my favorite colors because it's like turquoise. There's blue, and here's green. There's that color. Let me get you over here. I got too many little. Okay, you can see right away the connection with blue, green. Can y'all see that? And it's really got more green in it than blue. So a tertiary, according to how it's mixed, can be prominently more one than the other. But this is a little J. Crew chain. There's the little hang tag for J. Crew, and it's quite long. I've got it doubled up. It's got one of these wonderful. I love these thumb clasp that's on here. But if you like that color, this is, and you can hang stuff with. If you had those dog clasp, you can hang things off of this to add to this little necklace. This is a nice named piece for a very reasonable price. This is an example of a tertiary color, blue, green, and probably more green than blue, percentage wise. But it's not green either, so. Right, anybody interested in this J. Crew necklace? That's counting down. And we're going to look at these earrings next. All right, that's ended? Okay, let's look at these turquoise. How many of you like turquoise? I know I do. Well, this is another example of a blue green. These are more blue than green. This is a tertiary color. This is the natural stone turquoise. And the minerals that make up this crystal of turquoise, the chemical makeup gives that stone the capacity to reflect blue and green, more blue than green light waves, and absorb all the rest. All right, these are in 925 silver setting, and you can see their hook. They've got the 925 stamp, and look at the pyrite in this particular specimen. See that little silver vein running through there? I love these. I don't know what kind of turquoise. I don't know if these are Royston turquoise or the Kingsman mine, but if you know your turquoise, you could probably figure it out. But I love the turquoise. It's got the pyrite running through it. Any interest in these? Okay, that has run down. Well, I've got one more that is, and I'm going to go ahead and run it because I've got just a few seconds here. Whoops. Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers, look at that as an example of blue green that's in a sort of a japanned antique silver tone. I don't think that's sterling. I don't think so. But they are marked Joan Rivers, and that's running. And when the light hits that, I'm telling you, it is. It's got a little bit of AB coating on it too to give it that rainbow glint. These are fun. I like to wear these. All right, that has ended. All right, we have just finished. We have just finished our discussion of primary, secondary, and intermediate or tertiary colors. And I was getting ready to discuss value, color value, not value as in our list here. That's a different type of value, but color value. And I was getting ready to discuss neutral colors and tints and shades. Boy, we had a whole bunch more good stuff to talk about, and I had a lot of wonderful things to show you. Okay, but that's gonna have to wait until next week because if y'all looking at the clock, I actually need to say goodbye because I've got to I'm the beginning of the jewelry train that's starting in 2 minutes. So I'm gonna have to go out to come back in. I can't raid. I can't take you with me. So I hope that you will immediately, as soon as you see that I'm live and in the vintage variety jewelry show, that you'll come back to me. And this will all just stay in place. I'm not gonna move it until next week, but I'm gonna haul out I've got everything from $3 stuff all the way up to 150. So I've got a variety of jewelry to show you. Love you. I'm saying goodbye. See you